Hi guys, and welcome to this video. So we have this question which reads, prove that the following equations are dimensionally consistent. We have kinetic energy, we have displacement formula from simple harmonic motion, as well as time period of a simple pendulum. So let's start with kinetic energy. So the dimensions of energy in general, just energy in general, is ml squared t to the power minus 2. Now these are the same dimensions for potential energy as well as kinetic energy, or even work done, because it's a form of energy. So let's just prove that these dimensions are dimensional. This formula is dimensionally consistent. So the quantities we have in this formula is mass and velocity. First of all, mass is measured in kilograms, and mass has the dimension m because it's just mass, so it's just m like that. Then we have velocity. Velocity is measured in meters per second. So if you say meters per second, this can be written as ms to the power minus 1. Now, the dimension for a meter is L, and the dimension for a second is T for time. So if I replace this in our formula, we'll say kinetic energy KE is equals to half. Mass has the dimensions m. Then velocity has the dimensions LT negative 1. Remember, this is raised to the power 2. So KE is equals to, let's get rid of this. So we have the half, we have the m. So this L inside the bracket there can be squared, and the T can also be squared, but there's a minus 1 there, so negative 1 times 2 is minus 2. Now, this half is dimensionless. So we can say, since half is a constant, it's a dimensionless constant, then kinetic energy KE has the dimensions m, L squared, T to the power minus 2. So this equation is dimensionally consistent. Okay, for the second one, we have y is equals to 2m cos kx, where k is 2 per meter. So x, first of all, represents displacement. So what I'm going to do is this. Let's replace everything that we have. This m that you see here is representing a meter. So we have a unit here, which is a meter. Or this meter can be replaced with the dimension L. So I can write this equation as y is equals to 2m. Now where there's m, I replace with the dimension for a meter, which is L. Y and x are both representing displacement. That's why we're saying that the displacement for y is L, because displacement, just like distance, is measured in meters and has the dimensions L. So we have cos. Now we have the k here. Now remember, k is 2 to the power minus m. Sorry, 2 to the power 2m to the power minus 1. We have x, which is measured in meters, like this. So in the first step, let's just have units only first. In the first bracket, we have 2m as it is. In the second bracket, where there's k, I've replaced k with 2m to the power negative 1. And x has been replaced with the unit meter. So we have y is equals to 2 meters cos. Now what will happen here is m to the power minus 1 is multiplying with m. So the powers will add. That is negative 1 plus 1. These two are adding. So if those powers add, we'll have y is equals to 2m cos. If those powers add, we'll get a m power 0. And we know that any number raised to the power 0 is 1. So we have cos 2, because m power 0 is 1. Now, just like the previous question, cos 2 is a dimensionless constant, so we can just leave it out. We have two constants in this case. We have cos 2 being a constant, and this 2 as well being a constant. So the only thing we remain with here is y is equals to m. Now, y is representing displacement, and displacement has a dimension L, while m is for meter, and the meter dimension is L. So since the left is equal to the right, this equation is consistent dimensionally. The The third equation for period. So we have to show that the left-hand side, or rather the right-hand side, should reduce to t, which is for time. In this case, time period. So this is what we're going to do. 2 pi is a constant, so I'll just leave it out. I'll remain with t is equals to 2 pi is just a number, like we said, so we'll leave it out. So we'll only remain with L divided by G. Now, this is raised to the power half. Because remember, a square root is as good as a power half according to math. So T is equals to L raised to the power half multiplied by G raised to the power negative half, like this. So the one in the denominator will have a negative power, and that's what we have there. So T is equals to, now this L that you see here represents length. So L is equals to length of the string in the pendulum. So this length is measured in meters. G is equals to acceleration due to gravity, which is measured in meters per second squared. So let me just replace them with the units. L is length, so the unit is a meter. Remember, there's a power half there. G is acceleration due to gravity, so the units are meters per second squared. We still have the power half as well. So if I bring in the dimensions now, M is a meter, meaning that the dimension is L raised to the power half. We have this M here as well, so we have L raised to the power negative half. Sorry, this half is supposed to be negative according to that. So here we have negative half. Let me just remove the brackets here. So meter dimension is L. Same thing here, meter dimension is L. We have power negative half. Then for the S, the dimension is T, but inside the bracket we have a negative 2. Outside the bracket we have a negative half. So negative 2 times negative half gives us 1. So now, let me bring it here. We have T is equals to, so we're going to add the powers of L because we're multiplying. So that will be L raised to the power half plus negative half. Those are the powers of L, and T only has power 1. So T is equals to L raised to the power 0. Half plus negative half is simply, it's supposed to be T to the power 1. Half plus negative half is simply 0. And L to the power 0 is 1 times T. So in this case, T is equals to T. So this shows that this equation is dimensionally consistent.